Which one should I look at? We're camered up right now.
Welcome. We're feeling post-run high, post-walk high today.
Yeah, sorry we made you walk.
Oh, wait. I loved walking.
You're lying.
No, I loved it.
No.
Like, sometimes I really just want to slow it down, you know?
Okay, good.
What did you guys think of the walking interview?
I loved it.
I loved it.
It's better than a seated interview.
Yeah,
also
I
better
love a
than a
walk.
running interview for me.
I'm surprised that you say that, to be completely honest.
I'm lying.
Yeah. You think I...
You lied.
I'm lying.
You
think
lied right to your face.
No, but I actually think a walking interview or a running interview is so much better than a seated interview.
I have to agree, but I take all my meetings walking.
Yeah.
Like I like to be in motion. Tucker is not that way.
Well,
He will avoid walking.
But there's something about
yeah.
this now, sitting down, that's kind of nice, right?
yeah. A little air conditioning gets me going.
Especially in the summer. I love it. Okay, so we talked a little bit about this on the walking portion, but I want to dive a little bit deep into your stories, starting from before you guys met. Can you tell me, each of you, like, take a few minutes to talk about like your childhood, where you grew up, what you were like, and then let's kind of talk about how you guys found each other in college.
I grew up in Boston.
Okay.
I was a sports jock my whole life, basically. I was like that kid who like would go out at recess, get so sweaty, just try to dominate whatever sport we were playing,
I
and then
absolutely
like
love
just
that.
sweat the rest of the day. That was me, just a sports kid. And I went to college to play basketball, and I did that until my junior year. We were starting the season. I ended up getting mono, and it wouldn't go away, so I had to take the year off. I was in bed for 7 months. I could tell that I was going to go nuts or get really depressed or something, so I wanted to be productive at something, but I didn't have the energy to like get out of bed, so I just started watching YouTube and learning how to produce music because it was something I always wanted to do, but I never had time because of basketball.
I think that's so cool how you had both a sporty and a musical side to you, and you always kind of knew that growing up, right?
Yeah. It was interesting. In college, you kind of have to like choose if you're on like a sports team. There's just such a different culture of like the athletes, especially at Brown where we went. There was like, I never saw Sofi once in my whole life until senior year.
Right.
And it's because we just lived in like totally different planets. And I always had friends outside of the like team and athlete world and stuff, but a lot of them all just stuck together. So I sort of always felt like there was a side of me that wasn't getting like watered, you know?
I was born in Germany. I went to international schools my whole life. And so that was a really big part of my childhood, is that even if I was in a country or a city, it was always just like a little international bubble.
Right.
And like in my high school, there were 200 kids from 100 countries, just to give you
Wow.
a little picture of how international. And so, you know, grew up just around a lot of different types of people and, moved a lot. I always had music as just my therapy. Like it was just the thing that I went to when I had feelings.
Right.
For most of my life, I was also an athlete, not on the same level. Like until I was 14, I was a soccer player. Like that was sort of like my biggest identity.
Yeah.
And then I actually tore my ACL and had to stop playing soccer. And so that's when I ended up going to boarding school. I think that music was just something that I did for myself, and I didn't really own it as my identity. It was just something that I liked to do. Mm-hmm. And especially at Brown, like there were so many really talented artists and people who had a lot of experience. And like I tried out for an a cappella group. I did not get in. Mm-hmm.
Bitches.
Yeah. What the heck?
They're
What
lost.
the heck?
Feel
But
stupid
hey,
now.
what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
It was less something that I was doing with other people and more something that I was just doing like in my dorm room by myself, writing music about my feelings. Mm-hmm. And so like it was always something that I had that I loved, and it was my favorite thing to do.
No,
But
it was so much your thing that you studied Portuguese language just to learn how to sing in that language
I was
because
obsessed,
she loved
Oh, wait,
I
walk me through that.
I
she
wasn't
loved bossa
known
nova
for
music
it.
so much.
Right. And you sing all the time
So
in
that's
Portuguese.
like a huge part of your life.
It is now.
No, but
and
it
now
was-
everyone
definitely
knows.
is, yeah.
But at the
But
time,
it dictated everything you studied at Brown. That's crazy.
totally, yeah. And music has always
She's
been really important to
downplaying.
me.
There's so many sides to you, which I think is so cool. And that's why we don't have enough time, but I'm like dying to get to know you even more. I actually was a lacrosse player and then I tore my ACL twice and it totally took me out. I think it's so cool that we have kind of a similar story in that way. But okay, so fast forward to when you guys met.
We met at an art gallery. It was our senior years. I ended up taking that year off, so I had like an extra year where I wasn't playing basketball, and I started DJing a ton, and I knew I had this new musical passion, but I didn't really know how to make it into a career. But I started DJing parties and stuff, and a friend of ours was on like the arts council at Brown, and they were putting on an art show, and they had hired Sofi and a couple other friends to do like a jazz trio performance.
Wow.
And then they had asked me to come DJ the after party. So I went early and saw Sofi singing in Portuguese, doing like bossa nova with an acoustic guitar, and I had never really heard anything like that. And I was like, this is cool. And I was really into discovering new like music and listening to a lot of like other sort of worldly house music and other languages and stuff. Wow. So when I heard her, I kind of clicked in my brain. I was like, this would be cool if it was turned into dance music. Right. So the idea kind of came before we even met, in a way.
That's so interesting. Yeah. And then what was the first song you guys collaborated on?
It was my song Vo.
Okay, I love it.
Because I was performing it, and Tucker basically, he brought in a drum beat behind us, and he was just like, hey, can you like keep up with the drums? And so we just started playing faster and faster and faster, and he just remixed the song on the spot. It was really cool. Yeah,
she was supposed to like stop and I was supposed to start, but I was like, just keep jamming. There was like 10 people there. It didn't really matter. Uh-huh. And then I just kind of was like, follow the drum beat, and I just put a loop of an intro on a house track and sped it up. So then she was doing like fast bossa nova, and it was cool. It sounded cool. So then the next day I had her over to my apartment, and we like recorded something and started working on it. But the real first collab we ever did was like actually a full collab. That was me like working on her song. Mm-hmm. Was our song Drinky. That was the first song we ever made together.
You guys really do have a unique sound, and you know, I was telling them this on the walk, but I heard it for the first time in 2021 at Outside Lands. My friend and I went running. We were listening to Rufus, and then we sprinted to go to your guys' performance. And it was the first time I experienced. I remember listening to you guys perform Purple Hat, and it changed something inside of me. And I was like, I am obsessed with this style of music. I've never heard it before. And I don't know, like music kind of does that to you when it just like clicks and you feel it. And it's just so cool that you guys created something so unique and so special.
Thank you. Also, I see you getting some sprinting involved even at the festival.
We always go sport mode, you know?
Sport mode 100%.
Let's talk about Bread. You guys just launched your new album. You're going on tour. You're going to be in the city on September 26th in New York City performing.
That show at Forest Hills is going to be so cool.
It's going to be so
Have you ever been there? It's so cool.
No.
It used to be where like the US Open was played.
You guys get really into the set design, right, on stage. Can you give us a little hint on like what we can expect?
We basically have a playground on stage. So we have like monkey bars that actually double as a drum machine. And we have these big steps and just like an architectural palace thing.
Wow.
With a bread
steps.
Universe. No,
there's huge columns.
A bread universe.
Like, there's steps.
I'm going through my choreography in my mind. I'm like, and then I run over the steps.
Yeah.
And then I go on to the
steps. You should really come. We have steps.
Yeah. I'm going to be, by the way, I will be at the September 26th performance.
That's insane. Yeah, that's great.
No, you had me up
we
like.
I'm
selling it so well.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, you're selling. To be fair.
We spent so much money on those steps.
She's a runner.
To be fair, you guys had me at Playground. I think that we should do a video when you're in New York where we run onto the stage. You show me around the playground.
Yeah.
We should run around.
I used to run stadiums all the time.
Yes.
That's my least favorite thing.
I love that. Will you guys be climbing on the monkey bars during the performance?
Yeah, we do. Okay, but there's also more than steps. We have dancers. There's a ton of choreography. We're playing bass. Sophie's playing guitar, singing. I'm singing more than usual. We have a whole bread world on a giant screen that like we've made such crazy visuals over the last 6 months. And we were rehearsing it for like last couple weeks in Nashville. Mm-hmm. And then a month before that, we started rehearsing it. And we've like never worked this hard on a live show before. And it's going to be really awesome. And performing a lot of the new album is so fun.
What's your favorite song to perform?
Ooh, okay. My new favorite song to perform is Perfect Someone.
Okay.
It's in the middle of the set, and we did something really different. We basically have like a musical theater moment where it's hard to describe without showing you the choreography, but it's really taking a risk and just doing something that you would typically not see at a live show. Wow. Or definitely not see at an electronic show.
Right.
So it's a really cool moment. And we're both singing, and there's just this beautiful moment where we basically recreate like a jazz club And we have like a waiter, and we have just.
Well, don't give too much away.
How hard is it to learn the choreography for all of these performances?
Depends which choreography.
Yeah.
Right. I feel
Sophie does more of it than I do.
It's hard.
So I can't answer.
It's so fun. It's so fun.
And I have
love
one
it.
final question that I have to ask
Yes.
because your Woof music video was so iconic. Was that a green screen or was that actually happening in New York City? I need to know.
No, that was not a green screen.
Wait, I have to show you the BTS video.
I need to see the BTS video.
Yeah.
We were harnessed into the truck.
Really?
You can't
Yeah.
see the harness, luckily.
Oh my
When we
God.
got there was like police and they were like, we're going to escort you around. You have to be harnessed in. And we were like, that's not cool. We don't want to be harnessed.
Yeah.
You know?
And then we got on and we were like, oh, God, we definitely need
you're like,
Where's that harness?
You're like, thank God we did the harness thing. Okay, that's amazing. Well, everybody go stream their new music video, Woof. And I hope to see everybody in New York City at your September 26th concert.
Yes, you'll get your steps in. I assume everyone watching this probably loves running. What?
Yeah, it's perfect.
No,
Yeah.
it is
The
perfect.
steps was the selling
It's
point.
if you miss your run that day, you got to come.
Yeah.
Honestly,
We
this
got
is the
steps
perfect
for you.
interview for you guys because you're sporty and artsy. So perfect combo.
Exactly.
That's what we
You
love
can
on
be
this show.
both. Some people don't think so.